Okay, so it's time to light my grill, or my smoker, whatever. It's an acorn cooker from the Char Griller company. What I do is I keep a jar of cotton balls, and they're soaked in alcohol, 99% alcohol. And what starts things really well is just fire a couple of these down in there. You get an odor-free, taste-free start to your fire without too much mess and fuss. Now the trick here, should have a long thing, but I don't. So I just get it going, whoop, and miss. So I get this one going and fire it right down that little hole there. So there's 3 little cotton balls in there soaked in alcohol, and you see they start right up. And all we're trying to do, we just want to start a few chunks. We don't want to get the whole pit going hot, because I mean the idea here is to smoke stuff, not to, we want to try and get it low and slow in around 225. The 250 would be all right, but 225 is around what I'm aiming at. And this thing does kind of hold the temperature really well. So I've got all the vents wide open. And what I'm going to do is, while that fire is still going nice and hot, I'm going to close this down. And you can see the vents on the top are wide open. Vent on the bottom is wide open. And that's just enough to get the kind of build the draft. So I'm going to try and build that draft, and we'll check the temp in a little while. It's a cold day today, fair bit of breeze. Actually, there was a layer of ice on the barbecue today. So we'll see how she goes. Right now it's about 4 or 5 degrees, sun's shining, and we're going to see how this fire goes. Okay, so it's only been about 10 minutes since I lit this. 10, maybe 15 minutes since I lit this, and we're already well over 200. We're sneaking up on 250. It's going to be hard to get that temperature down, so I'm going to close down the vents now. I'm going to start with top one. I'm going to close to right to past the one. I find it works pretty well if you just leave just the tiny little notch there. Where the smoke's coming out. And same on the bottom here. Don't know if you can see it well, but just bring it down just right to about there. And that'll choke her right down, and that'll cool her down in a hurry, and hopefully we'll be able to hold that temperature really well. At the same time, I'm going to put on the grate. Here, I may as well do that now. Oh, you see that she's smoking pretty good there. I'm gonna put the grate on, and again, it's a Char Griller acorn that I'm working with. And so far, I've really enjoyed it. Now, this comes with a secondary grill too that you can kind of pop on top. So I'm going to use that for my chickens, and I've got just a little kind of a drip pan here that'll work both as a diffuser and as a drip pan for while those chickens are cooking. So we'll see where that temperature stabilizes in about 5-10 minutes, and hopefully we'll be sitting 250 or below, and we'll be ready to cook. Yeah, so here we are. We're about 10 minutes after I tightened up those vents. We're sitting squarely around 240. Still some smoke coming out of there. I've got hickory chunks. I don't know if I highlighted that there were hickory chunks in there to keep it happening. And again, I've still got that vent, just the little nub is open there. And the same with down below here, just the faintest little opening, maybe. Well, the way it flares open there, maybe it's 2 centimeters that have got open to the air. And I'm going to give it another minute or two. It'll take some fiddling around to hold it at that temperature, and I'm going to put the chickens on in just a few minutes. I'm just gonna let it stabilize at that temperature, and then I'm gonna put the chickens on. Okay, so it's a half hour since lighting. We're holding steady. Not sure if you can see that very well or not, but we're holding steady at 245, 250, pretty close. So I'll back out, and I'm going to put these chickens on here now. And what I've done is put that bottom tray in just to give me a little bit of a drip tray, and mostly to serve as a diffuser. Just kind of take some of the direct heat off. Put that on there. Nice little sizzle as I put it on. That's nice. And the same here. And again, I rubbed these up last night. They don't look all that beautiful now, but boy, oh boy, they're gonna. And just making sure there's a little separation between them. Make sure there's some good chance for the smoke to get in. Feel it as it goes down. Don't feel any resistance or anything. I'm going to flick that latch just because I don't think it makes a difference, but flick the latch. And yeah, we're going to see how they go in about 3 hours. I'll have a look. Again, I'm going by temperature. I don't have a fancy probe inside the thing, and I'm told this gauge can be off by as much as 20% or so, but what I found is that on this cooker, when I hold that temperature, I get about 3 hours and my temperature will be just about perfect. So there we are. Anyway, we'll see you in a little bit when we check it out. Okay, so temp's sitting in there, and that's a funny angle, but it's sitting in around 230, 240. So that's a good temperature, and we're about 2 hours in to cooking these chickens. One thing I did was I threw a little bit of garlic on here to smoke as well. I'm going to throw that in with my mashed potatoes. I just want to check the temperature on these chickens, see how we're doing here. So just make sure your probe goes in nice and deep. Move that just a little bit too, catch some of that trimmings. And yeah, so that's coming up pretty quick to looks like around 150, almost 160. Yeah, we're at 160 now, so we're pretty near done because we don't want to take it much past 165, and then we'll just let them rest. But I'll leave it sit for another 25 minutes or so and just see how that turns out. There we are. Okay, so it's time for one more check. We're about 20-25 minutes before I thought this would be ready. That's the beauty of barbecue, is that you never really know. I'm going to check the temp on this one right here. I'm going to go nice and deep. If you feel bone, back off because you don't want to get bone. You want to measure not on the bone. Then we'll just check the temperature there. At the same time, we're going to take this nice little, look at that, eh? Just a nice little bit of garlic. Just sit it on a pan there, soak up some smoke and stuff, and I'm going to use that in my mashed potatoes. That's going to lend an awesome smell to the, awesome flavor to the mashed potatoes. So we're at 160. Yeah, we're pretty close to 165 there. So I think we're probably going to take these puppies off. Well, let them rest for a little bit. So part of that is, and if you could see in there into where my grill is, so we've got a fair bit of coals lit up, not a ton. It's nice and red in spots, but certainly we don't have like the whole bottom just flaring up like you imagine a barbecue flaring up. So it's nice that you can burn some of the charcoal without burning all of the charcoal, and you get some nice charcoal conservation going on there. I'm going to take whatever drippings are there, I'm going to add them to my gravy as well. But yeah, see, that's crept up to 170 now, so that they're done. So I'm going to pull them off, but I'm not going to do that on camera because I need a plate and all that stuff, and I'll just be doing. Okay, so here it is, finished product. I'm going to cut on the side that I don't usually cut on. Have a look. I did keep it warming for about an hour, Just having a look. Don't know if you can tell. Oh, look at the juices there. Just break off a little piece here. Breaks nice and tender. You can see that it's... Oh, that's perfect. That is the perfect chicken. Thanks very much for letting me show you how to make it. And I'll see you again. Take care.